Before she passed away, Lucille Ball dropped a shocking bombshell. She exposed 7 actresses she claimed were truly evil. Born Lucille Desiree Ball on August 6, 1911, in Jamestown, New York, she came from humble yet ambitious roots. Her father, Henry Ball, worked as a chiropractor and optometrist, while her mother, Daisy Ray Evelyn Hunt, was a homemaker with dreams of the stage herself. From a young age, Lucille was surrounded by both strict discipline and bursts of creative energy, shaping her into a woman of fierce determination. Her early years weren't easy. After her parents separated, the family faced money problems that would have broken most people. But not Lucy. She fought through the hardship with raw grit, humor, and an unstoppable will to shine. Lucille's rise started in the late 1920s and 1930s, when she hustled through small-time theater gigs and modeling jobs, inching her way into Hollywood's spotlight. Soon enough, she scored a deal with RKO Pictures and began stacking up small film roles. Her magnetic charm, sharp comedic instincts, and expressive movements made her impossible to ignore. By the 1940s, Lucille Ball had already proven herself as a powerhouse, able to jump between drama and comedy without missing a beat. But it was her bold, no-fear attitude toward comedy that made her a legend. With her wild facial expressions, flawless timing, and her total commitment to slapstick chaos, Lucille didn't just make people laugh, she made them feel connected. She wasn't just acting, she was rewriting the rules of entertainment. Lucille Ball's career exploded in 1951 with the creation of I Love Lucy, the show that changed everything. Co-starring her real-life husband, Desi Arnaz, this wasn't just another sitcom. It was a total game-changer that flipped television on its head. I Love Lucy was one of the first shows ever filmed in front of a live studio audience, and it pioneered the now classic multi-camera setup that every sitcom still copies today. Her role as the mischievous and lovable Lucy Ricardo showed off pure genius. She nailed physical comedy like no one else, tumbling, scheming, and getting into ridiculous messes that made the world laugh non-stop. But behind every laugh, Lucille showed real heart. She made Lucy's chaos feel human, her goofiness relatable, and her timing was so perfect, it turned the simplest moment into pure comedy gold. The show's insane success made Lucille Ball a household name, and more than that, she turned her into a trailblazer. She wasn't just a funny woman on screen, she was calling the shots behind the scenes, breaking the rules in an industry dominated by men. In 1952, Lucille and Desi took it even further by launching Desilu Productions, a powerhouse studio that went on to produce massive hits like Star Trek and Mission Impossible. And when she divorced Desi in 1960, Lucille didn't back down. She took full control of Desilu, becoming the first woman ever to run a major TV studio. That's real boss energy right there. Lucille Ball pulled off something unheard of. A woman running the show in a man's world. Her leadership and bold vision didn't just change television, it reshaped the entire future of entertainment. She became living proof that women could not only compete, but dominate in business and creativity. Her influence still inspires generations of women to chase their dreams in both Hollywood and the boardroom. Even after I Love Lucy, Lucille refused to slow down. She kept dazzling audiences with hit shows like The Lucy Show and Here's Lucy, proving she wasn't a one-hit wonder. She was a force of nature. Every performance showed her incredible range and her unstoppable energy that fans just couldn't get enough of. Her trophy shelf said it all. Multiple Emmys, a Golden Globe, and even the prestigious Kennedy Center honor. But honestly, her real achievement was bigger than awards. Lucille's true legacy was the laughter she brought into millions of homes and the barrier she smashed for women in entertainment. She set the gold standard for comedy, showing that funny could be powerful, smart, and fearless, all at once. Back in 1940, fate threw her a wild twist. On the set of the modest musical Dance Girl Dance, Lucille met Desi Arnaz, a magnetic Cuban band leader lighting up both Hollywood and the nightclub scene. Sparks flew instantly between them. Even though they came from completely different worlds and cultures, their chemistry was undeniable. That chance meeting kicked off one of the most iconic and complicated love stories in showbiz history. Lucille Ball, a proud New Yorker with English, Scottish, and Irish roots, and Desi Arnaz, the fiery Cuban-born musician, were a match made in Hollywood heaven. From the moment they met, sparks flew fast. They were instantly hooked by each other's charm, wit, and unstoppable love for show business. Their whirlwind romance moved at lightning speed, and before anyone could blink, they were married, ready to take on life and fame side by side. But behind the glamour, things weren't always picture perfect. The early years of their marriage were a wild mix of passion, chaos, and pressure. Lucille's career was skyrocketing, and she was dead set on becoming Hollywood's next big leading lady. That dream came with a heavy price: endless travel, grueling film schedules, and long nights away from home. While Desi was juggling his own career, and their demanding lives often pulled them in different directions. The distance started to sting, testing the strength of their love in ways neither of them expected. By 1944, the strain hit a boiling point. Lucille had enough and officially filed for divorce. But even in heartbreak, something powerful kept pulling them back together. Despite the separation, the bond between them refused to die out. Their unbreakable spark between Lucille and Desi would go on to fuel not just their relationship, but a legacy that still fascinates the world today. After deep reflection and countless attempts to rebuild, Lucille and Desi found their way back to each other, proving their love wasn't just another Hollywood fling. Their reunion showed a loyalty and emotional strength that went way beyond the usual movie star romance. But their path to building a family wasn't easy. It was filled with heartbreak and struggle that nearly broke them.
Lucille suffered multiple miscarriages in 1942, 1949, and 1950, and each one left deep emotional scars. The pain was crushing, but through the tears and silence, they stood by each other, fighting to hold on to hope. Those years tested everything: love, faith, and their ability to survive life's darkest storms together. Then, in 1951, everything changed. Lucille finally gave birth to their first child, Lucy Arnaz, a moment of pure joy that felt like a miracle. The laughter, the hope, the warmth, it all returned. Just 2 years later, on January 19, 1953, they welcomed their second child, Desi Arnaz Jr., completing their picture-perfect family. Their children brought them deep happiness and pride, but also new challenges that made their already busy lives even more demanding. Still, fame came with a heavy cost. The constant spotlight, the creative clashes, and their clashing personalities slowly chipped away at what they built. By 1960, the love story that once felt unbreakable finally reached its end. Lucille and Desi divorced. Later, Lucille admitted that their marriage could be a nightmare at times, yet she never denied the truth. Desi was one of the greatest loves of her life. That bittersweet duality defined them, a mix of passion, chaos, laughter, and heartbreak that continues to fascinate fans even today. But Lucille wasn't done with love. In 1961, she found happiness again when she married Gary Morton, a sharp, funny stand-up comedian whose calm, grounded nature balanced her fiery spirit. With Gary, Lucille finally found the peace and steady joy she'd been chasing all along. Lucille Ball's marriage to Gary Morton turned out to be her calm after the storm. Their bond was built on mutual respect, laughter, and unshakable trust, a true partnership that lasted until the very end of her life. Gary wasn't just her husband, he was her anchor. His steady support gave Lucille the freedom to keep pushing boundaries in television and entertainment, while finally living a life filled with peace and love. Their relationship wasn't about glitz or headlines. It was about loyalty, humor, and comfort. Together, they built something solid and real, proving that even after years of chaos and heartbreak, Lucille could still find lasting happiness. Their marriage stood as living proof that love could heal old wounds and bring balance where there was once only turbulence. But before she passed away, Lucille Ball reportedly dropped a bombshell that left Hollywood insiders speechless. The woman who made the world laugh, the queen of comedy herself, was said to have revealed a shocking secret hidden behind the bright lights of fame. Lucille, known for her sharp comedic instincts and warm charm, had seen Hollywood's glamorous surface and the darkness lurking beneath it. She knew the industry wasn't all laughter and applause. It was a place filled with hidden agendas, jealousy, and manipulation. According to people close to her, Lucille confided in a tight circle of trusted friends and colleagues that she had encountered 7 actresses in Hollywood she believed were actually evil. And she didn't mean difficult or competitive. She meant truly malicious. These weren't just divas throwing tantrums. These were women Lucille claimed deliberately caused harm, played mind games, and manipulated others for their own gain. Behind the smiles and red carpets, Lucille saw a side of Hollywood few dared to talk about, and what she exposed would shake the industry to its core. Lucille Ball didn't hold back. Her words about Hollywood's dark side were bold, sharp, and unforgettable. When she spoke, she painted pictures so vivid they left people stunned. One name she reportedly called out was Joan Crawford, a legend in her own right, but according to Lucille, also someone with a chilling edge. Lucille allegedly said that Crawford had a way of smiling at you while she plotted your downfall. That's cold. You could never tell if Joan was genuinely praising your work or just waiting for the perfect moment to watch you fail. Lucille had dealt with Crawford up close, not just once, but several times throughout her career. She saw the charm, the wit, and the polished Hollywood grace, but also the ruthless side lurking underneath. Crawford's sharp tongue and subtle power plays left lasting impressions on everyone she worked with. To Lucille, Joan represented something far darker than simple rivalry. She was the kind of person who used loyalty as leverage and friendship as a weapon. But Joan wasn't the only one on Lucille's list. Another name she reportedly mentioned was Bette Davis, one of Hollywood's most talented and fiery stars. Lucille admired her brilliance, but feared her bite. Bette could walk into a room, light it up with charisma, and still leave everyone feeling uneasy once she walked out. Lucille allegedly remarked that Betty's fierce independence made her both inspiring and terrifying. Through her eyes, Lucille saw something few dared to admit: the shocking duality behind fame's perfect mask. She understood that some of Hollywood's brightest stars were also the most dangerous players in the game. They could inspire awe and fear at the same time, mastering the art of manipulation while pretending to mentor those around them. Lucille's unfiltered truth peeled back the glitter to reveal the raw, ruthless heart of old Hollywood. And it wasn't pretty. Lucille Ball didn't stop there. She reportedly dropped another jaw-dropping name, Mae West. Known for her quick wit, bold sensuality, and no apologies attitude, Mae was one of Hollywood's most iconic women. But according to Lucille, there was more to her than met the eye. Lucille allegedly warned that Mae's real danger wasn't in her confidence or charm. It was in her ability to use people to get what she wanted. Mae could turn even the simplest conversation into a setup. That was her warning. Don't mistake a smile for sincerity. Lucille's insight showed just how sharp her instincts were. After years in Hollywood, she had learned to read people like a book. Beneath the sparkle and spotlight, she could sense who was genuine and who was quietly pulling strings behind the scenes. Her alleged expose didn't end with Mae West either. Lucille reportedly named Tallulah Bankhead, Carole Lombard, Joan Fontaine, and Ingrid Bergman as women who, in her eyes, embodied Hollywood's darker, more manipulative side. She supposedly shared stories of secret feuds, jealousy, and backroom power moves that went way beyond friendly competition. These were tales of whispered betrayals, fake friendships, and emotional games that could destroy reputations overnight. Lucille described moments when favoritism was used like a weapon, when private conversations were twisted and turned into gossip meant to wound others. She claimed that in that glamorous world of red carpets and camera flashes, trust was just another currency, spent, traded, and often betrayed. What made Lucille's alleged confessions so wild was how drastically they clashed with her public image. To the world, she was the lovable, laughing queen of comedy, always ready with a joke and a smile. But behind closed doors, she showed another side, a deeply observant woman who saw right through the Hollywood illusion. Her private words revealed a sharp analytical mind that could see motives where others only saw glamour. It's no wonder her secrets, once whispered, still leave people shocked today. Lucille Ball had learned the hard way that surviving in Hollywood took more than just raw talent or luck. It demanded strategy, awareness, and a sharp understanding of the game behind the curtain. She knew the industry wasn't just built on glamour. It ran on power, perception, and manipulation. Lucille's private remarks made it clear. While most actresses chased fame through hard work, charm, or sheer passion, a few climbed their way up through deception and emotional games, leaving chaos and heartbreak in their path. But even after years of navigating that ruthless world, life dealt Lucille one final heartbreaking twist. On April 26, 1989, the legendary Queen of Comedy, the woman who had made millions laugh and had redefined television itself, was suddenly struck by a severe medical emergency. That morning, she complained of sharp, stabbing back pains, so intense and unusual that everyone around her immediately knew something was terribly wrong. What made the situation even more alarming was her fragile condition. Lucille had just recently undergone major heart surgery to repair a life-threatening aortic rupture. It was a grueling procedure, one that had already pushed her body to its limits. Doctors had warned that recovery would take time and care, but Lucille, being Lucille, had tried to stay strong, refusing to show weakness. In the hours that followed, her condition worsened rapidly. The pain grew unbearable, her loved ones by her side helplessly watching as the woman who had lit up television screens for decades fought one last battle. It was a shocking and emotional moment, the end of an era for Hollywood's brightest star, whose strength, wit, and courage had carried her through a lifetime of triumphs and trials. Lucille's condition spiraled fast, too fast. Within moments, she began to lose consciousness, sending shockwaves of panic through everyone in the room. Friends, family, and doctors rushed to save her as alarms filled the hospital corridor. Despite every desperate effort from the medical team, her body couldn't fight back this time. The unstoppable Lucille Ball, the woman who made the whole world laugh, had taken her final bow. Afterward, medical reports confirmed the heartbreaking truth. Lucille had suffered another aortic rupture, this time in the abdominal area. It was sudden, brutal, and completely unexpected. Doctors worked around the clock, but the damage was too severe for even the most skilled hands to reverse. Experts later clarified that this rupture had nothing to do with her earlier heart surgery. It was an entirely separate and unpredictable medical event. The condition is one of the most dangerous imaginable. An aortic rupture means the body's main artery tears open, causing massive internal bleeding that can claim a life within minutes, if not treated instantly. The news hit Hollywood like a thunderclap. Lucille Ball, the fearless queen of television, gone in an instant. Her loss didn't just mark the end of a career, it marked the end of an era that defined comedy, courage, and pure brilliance. In Lucille Ball's case, the second rupture struck with devastating speed, so fast that doctors had no chance to save her. It was over before medical intervention could even begin. When the truth came out that the rupture had nothing to do with her earlier heart surgery, it gave a small sense of clarity, but it did nothing to ease the heartbreak. The world was shattered by the news. Millions of fans mourned the loss of the woman who had redefined comedy, conquered television, and inspired generations with her fearless spirit and timeless humor. Lucille Ball wasn't just a star, she was a legend who left behind a legacy that still lights up screens today. If you want more stories about the hidden truths behind Hollywood's brightest stars, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let's keep Lucille's story and her legacy alive.